Good morning, everybody. This is Broomstones Curling Club hosting the Junior Nationals. We're just getting underway with the first draw of the day. This is draw 19. We have a couple of exciting matches to watch this morning. Featured game is Stubbe versus Dropkin. Stubbe team is currently 5-2, and the Dropkin team is currently 6-1. So those are two top teams playing some matches to finish off their ranking for the playoffs. On sheet 1, we have Vukic versus Wright. Both of those teams are 4-3, so that also should be a good match. On sheet 3, we have Kramer versus Dunham. And on sheet 4, we have Myers versus Flippo. We'd like to once again thank our sponsors, Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, Whole Foods from Wayland, and Brooms Up Curling Supplies for helping to make this fabulous event happen. This is Sharon Cutter on the microphone and Amy Holdorf on the video. Oh, now it's all set. So Team Dropkin has hammer in the first end. We have a number of stones in play already. Just so far only guards, but Dropkin just ticked one into the house, into the top 8. Dropkin with hammer, looking to clear some center guards. Do you want to turn up mic 1 for Jim? Do you want to turn up the other mic for Jim?
Sure. Jim.
And joining me on the other microphone is Jim Fitzgerald, also a Broomstones Curling Club member. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Sharon.
Get a little closer. We're impressed to see West Coast spectators here this morning. Very impressive, given the time zone difference.
Yeah, very good morning to you guys.
Out here in Boston, it's actually a balmy 62 this morning. We have another warm day ahead of us, although it's not going to last. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 31 again, so back to our more typical winter weather. But today it's 62 and drizzly. So it looks like we're going to be trading takeouts for a bit here. This looks like it's going to end up being a fairly clean end. Over on sheet 1, Vukic versus Wright. They have a few stones in play in the house. There's a center guard and a corner guard from Team Wright, with Vukic having hammer. Vukic now throwing a hit on a stone in the side 8. And he makes his hit with a roll to the outside 12, but Vukic is sitting 1 in the back 12 on that sheet. You can see the chat stream there if you want to.
Dropkin was looking for a hit and roll over, didn't quite get the roll. Still out on the top of the house. Open hit coming up. Sweepers held that one nicely. Nice nose hit. And again, we just exchange hits. Dropkin changing it up a little bit, going for the draw behind cover. Looking pretty good. Got to hold it around that guard.
Interesting. Just trying to see what's happening at G4. Some sort of issue with a stone. Over on sheet 4, Myers versus Flippo, we've got a bunch of stones clustered around the 4 foot for the first end, so this is definitely not going to be a clean end. Hard to tell from this angle who's counting. I'm going to guess it's 2 Myers, but there's still several stones to go in that end, about 6 or 8 stones. This is the first of the skips rocks for Stubbe.
Trying to freeze to the yellow, just a little hot, and Dropkin sweeps him by and out of play.
Looks like Dropkin is calling for a draw either to the top 12 or behind the guard. And the sweepers are watching this one carefully, waiting for it to curl. And there it goes. They're going to finish it with a lot of encouragement. It's half protected by the corner guard.
And this angle, it looks like it's a tough double, but they're sizing it up. If they catch it right on the corner, they may have a chance to slice in and get them both.
Over on sheet 1, Vukic made a nice draw to the button on his first rock. 2 rocks to go in that end. Vukic has hammer. Team right looking to go through a port to hit the stone that Vukic just drew in. Ooh. So the takeout from Stubbe does get the stone out of the house. It hit the other Dropkin rock, but rolled out the back. So we're currently looking at an empty house, and Dropkin's going to go for another draw. Over on sheet 4, Myers versus Slippo, we now have probably about 8 stones clustered around the 4-foot. And in the 4-foot, really. It's clustered around the button and the 4-foot. Impossible to tell from this angle who's actually counting.
And Dropkin's throwing through to maintain the hammer.
Throw through, not
blank,
a draw. Okay.
Blank the end.
Hard to tell when they put the broom down. You can't hear their words. So
Yep.
the broom looked like a draw, but that was a throw through. Okay, that makes sense since Dropkin had a hammer. Over on sheet 1, Vukic just made a hit and a stick. It looked like, looked to me, yep, Vukic takes 2 in the first end. Dropkin calling for a corner guard.
Sweeper's finishing in that hard. Trying to get that last little bit of bend, get some separation. Another guard coming from Wisconsin. The sweepers are dragging it as far as they can. Might be up a little higher than they'd like, but not a terrible position.
Stubbe calling for another guard. Looks like this end is going to be quite interesting. Certainly not going to be a clean end.
We may be going to a plan B here. Tap the red.
And they tap it into the house, but it is wide open. Dropkin going for the hit.
Looking to hit and roll to Dropkin's right, behind cover. Split the house, be sitting 2. Hits on the inside and rolls behind cover.
Over on sheet 4, we're on the last rock. We're about to throw the hammer. I think it's one Myers at the moment, with Myers throwing the last rock, but it's hard to tell for sure. I think the called shot might be a tap here on a stone that's on the top 12. And they rub off a stone that was next to it, and we'll have to wait to see what they post.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin was trying to draw in around the outside. They were just a little heavy, and it goes through.
And the Dropkin team sweeping that stone to the back of the house. They don't want the other team to be able to use that stone against them. Stubbe looking for a draw behind that corner guard. He does have backing of that stone in the back 8, back 12. Over on sheet 4, they posted 1 for Myers.
A lot of weight on the Wisconsin shot. It's coming down. He's going to use that backing. Dropkin will go after that one. Dropkin's going to draw and sit on top, I think. He's getting some feedback from his vice.
Clearing the corner guard, is that?
Yep, they're going to peel that guard.
So looking to remove the guard that's protecting that stone in the back 8. And they're sweeping the shooter over. Want to keep the center open in case they need that for a draw. Over on sheet one, Team Vukic just made a nice shot. Control weight takeout down to the button to remove a Team right stone. Vukic now sitting 2 in the house, top 12 and back 8, with a couple of guards out front.
Back on sheet 2, Wisconsin shot was just a little hot, went through the house. Dropkin calling for the hit to sit 3. Sweeper's on it.
Ooh.
Man down. Sweeper down. He seems to be okay. Everybody's all right.
Alex Fenton who went down? Yeah, Alex Fenton just took a little spill, but managed to skillfully avoid burning the rock. I think he might have a sore elbow.
It looks like his shoulder might have taken the brunt of that.
He's a football player, so he's used to it, we're told. No padding in curling, though. This is last rock for Stubbe.
First rock for Stubbe.
First rock for Stubbe.
It looks like he's going for the draw. Behind cover.
Okay, I see. Couldn't see the other rock.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's changed his mind.
Oh, he's going for the hit.
He's going to go for a hit and roll behind the guards.
Dropkin getting after the shooter.
So that stone
Sweeps it
is
out
wide
to
open.
the open.
It's a big port there.
Dropkin eyeing up the hit. Again, looking for a roll. Behind some of that cover out front. Those guards coming in handy.
Must be planning to throw a lot of weight. He hasn't taken a lot of broom.
Yeah, with this curl, that port is a lot smaller than it looks.
Needs to come
Get by
over.
that guard.
And it makes it past the guard to get a little roll to the inside. So Dropkin currently with 3 in the house and with hammer. Stubbe about to throw his last rock. So a little heavy, and it ticks
Oh.
off the back stone and rolls to the back 12. Dropkin currently sitting 1. If he can chip this out, he can take 3 or 4.
Again, looks like he's coming with some weight. The ice on that's right next to the rock he's trying to take out.
The stone is pretty open through the port, so he shouldn't really have any trouble getting to that stone. Just a question of whether he sticks or not.
Coming with the other handle this time.
Might have been a little outside, yep. But it is curling.
There it goes. Sweepers are on it.
And they've definitely got the hit, and it's a nose hit for 4. On sheet 1, Team Right is throwing their last rock. This is the hammer shot. I believe they're sitting 1 in the 4-foot with the stone right behind it, so they need to draw this one to the 4-foot of the button to get their second point.
Sweepers are really after it. Looking all right. Did they
Looks a
overdo
little,
it?
looks a
Did
little
they overdo it?
heavy. That's going to be out the
Jokic
back.
is going to help it through.
So Team Right takes 1, we believe, in the second end.
Dropkin with the lead throws his first rock in the house. Stubbe responds with a nice guard. Dropkin drawing another one in. Sweepers on it to drag it. Trying to freeze it onto his first one. Didn't quite get to the freeze. Is that where he wanted it? Dropkin looking for the hit and roll. He's going to get the hit part. Didn't quite get the roll back.
On sheet 4, we've got another busy house with the Myers Flippo game. We've got 6 stones in the house, 2 Flippo stones on the 4-foot, a couple on the 12-foot, and 1 Myers stone just touching the 8-foot. Looks like Myers going to try to run back his stone into one of those Flippo stones on the 4-foot. And he runs it back but misses the stone on the 4-foot. On sheet 1, Vukic has hammer this end. He's currently got 1 stone, looks like it's biting the 4-foot. A couple of center guards protecting it. Team right going for a draw here, but it's heavy and out the back. Maybe it was going for a tick, it's hard to tell.
Sheet 4, Flippo looking to chip in for a couple extra. May have just taken 4.
4 or 5. Asking for a measure on sheet 4, so Flippo's taken 4 or 5. On sheet 3, the Kramer-Dunham game. Kramer's currently up 2-0. This is the third end with Dunham. Dunham with a stone on the back 4, drawing in another stone. Looks like they're currently sitting 3. A lot of stones left in this end.
Was Flippo on sheet 4, so I'm pretty sure he's hung a 5 in the second end. So after 2 ends of play, it's Vukic 2, right 1, Dropkin 4, Stubbe yet to score. Kramer 2, Dunham 0, Myers 1, and we believe Flippo 5. Dropkin trying for the double. Going hard, and he gets it. Dropkin sitting 2. Stubbe going to draw down to the shot that's just off the button. 3 banging on the sweep. Sweeper's easing up.
It's a nice shot. We have 3 stones to go here. Getting ready to throw the first skips rock for Stubbe. Ooh! Over on sheet 3, Kramer versus Dunham. Dunham was sitting on the back 4 with a Kramer stone in front of him. And Dunham threw at the guards in front. I'm not sure what the called shot was, but the end result was that a stone got run back into a couple other stones and a bunch of wicky-wacky, and end result is that Dunham sits 2 on the 4-foot. The results of several of these games this morning, really all of the games this morning, are actually key to the playoff standings. Myers versus Flippo, both of those teams are currently 3 and 4. There's a chance that both of those teams with a win, that whoever wins that game could actually get into the playoffs, depending on what happens with the last game.
Didn't go the way Wisconsin wanted it. Popped their rock to the back of the house. Dropkin sitting 2 in the 4-foot.
Dropkin going for a hit on this Stubbe stone. He's going to want to hit it nose or left of nose so that he doesn't jam into his own stones. Going to need to curl. It's outside.
It's breaking now. I think they're going to get to nose or
Does
just
look
inside.
like it's going to get to nose. Nice shot. 2 stones to go on sheet 3 with Kramer versus Dunham. Dunham currently sitting shot rock on the back of the 4-foot up against a Kramer stone. Dunham with hammer.
Tough shot for Wisconsin, rubbing the guard.
Was that a steal of?
I think it was a steal of 3.
Three or
Might have been 4.
Looks like a steal of 4 for Dropkin. Kramer made a nice freeze on his last rock, so Team Dunham is now looking at the house, trying to decide what their shot's going to be. They'd really like to try to get more than 1 here. Not sure that the shot is there for more than 1.
Sheet 1, I think it's Vukic skips rocks. He's looking to draw down for 3.
And a shout out to Jan Fenson, who's joined us this morning. She is Alex Fenson's grandmother. Result on sheet 3 looked like a steal from 1 or 2 by Kramer.
I didn't see that. I was seeing.
I was watching sheet 2. Yeah.
Sheet 1 actually, Vukic did draw for 3.
Ooh, nice draw. So score on sheet 1 now is 5-1 Vukic. Kramer steals 1 on sheet 3, so Kramer up 3-0 after 3 ends. Team Stubbe here going to have to find a way to protect some of their stones. Dropkin's going to be perfectly happy to play a hit game at this point and just keep it clean.
was looking for the freeze down on Dropkin's rocks. Left it a little short. 2 guards up front. Dropkin, as Sharon just mentioned, will go for the hit and get rid of those red rocks.
And we're reading on chat that Team Dropkin is on the big screen at the St. Rose Library. Where is the St. Rose Library? And how many people are there watching? How big of a crowd do we have there? Okay, so we have a theory here that that's where Tom goes to school, so that would be New Jersey?
Nice freeze down onto the Dropkin rocks. Dropkin quickly calls for the takeout.
Students catching what they can between classes.
Dropkin peels the guard. Not terrible, but not what he was after.
Maybe there'll be some game watching on some cell phones in the people's pockets hidden behind textbooks today.
So I'm over 2. Stubbe's freeze was just a touch hot. Rolled out into the open.
Boom, boom.
Dropkin gets the hit. Bounces the red rock up a little bit for some separation. Stubbe looking to lock on another freeze right in between the 2 yellow rocks.
Looks a little heavy for a freeze. It's going to be a tap. Corey sizing up the double here. Harry wants to know if you're commenting this. Why is he so bad? My co-commentator this morning is Jim Fitzgerald. Suzanne Roy has joined us on the video console. Amy's taking a bit of a break. Yay! Amy's been our champion co-producer this week with Randy out with the flu. Oh no, that's something I missed over on sheet 4. That Myers game got tied up. I wasn't paying attention to sheet 4, but it is now 5-5. As we said before, that game is really a key game for those teams. They're both with a 3 and 4 standing at the moment, with a possibility of getting into the playoffs.
Sweepers are really banging Stubbe's rock. Looking for that freeze onto the shot rock. It's going to be just a little short. Looking to lock that onto the 4-foot. Left it high in the 8-foot.
Boom. Vukic makes a nice double crosshouse, well, not crosshouse, from the side to the center over on sheet 1. So that leaves him on the button. He's got a second stone on the 12-foot. So Vukic currently sitting 2 with 2 stones to go, 3 stones to go over there. Team right has hammer this end. Dropkin picks the stone out.
Tough for Stubbe to get more than one here. He's sizing it up, but
this is the last rock of the end. This will be the hammer. And what do we think the call is? Maybe a tap back of the red?
yeah, it looks like it might be a...
We can't tell if he's calling for a tap or a hit on the outside 4-foot stone. We'll know soon enough. I'm going to say it's the tap.
Looks like it's the tap. With that weight.
It is coming over.
There it goes. The sweepers are on it.
You're trying to get the line just right. It needs to curl. It's not curling enough.
At the end, a little bit.
Oh, just enough. Nice
weight?
shot.
Nice shot.
Does tap it up to be shot and take one. So score on sheet 2 is 8-1.
Sheet 1 looks like Wright is going to draw for 1 with his Hammerstone. And it sticks around. 1 for Wright in the 4th on sheet 1.
It's hard to tell who's hitting sheet 3 with all that blue.
Yeah.
On sheet 3, Kramer versus Dunham. They're getting ready to throw the last rock of this end. Kramer sitting with shot rock, just biting the 4-foot behind a guard.
On 2, Dropkin tried to chip the guard out of the way or draw around, but unfortunately violated the free guard zone rule. So his rock will go out of play and the red rock will stay back where it was.
So Dunham trying to tap out the Kramer stone.
This would be for 4.
They get past the guard. It's a nice shot, and they get that stone, the Kramer stone, out, and they take, looks like 4. There's a biter up on the top 12. So we believe score on sheet 3 is 4-3. Team Dunham 4, Team Kramer 3.
Another free guard violation on 2 puts the red rock back right where it was.
On sheet 4, the Myers-Flippo game, Myers has, Flippo has hammer this end. Myers is currently sitting with 3 counters around the 4-foot, in and around the 4-foot. Flippo with a nice hit and roll. So now Flippo is shot rock in the 4-foot. Got 4 stones to go in that game, in that end.
Meanwhile, on 2, Dropkin doubles out the guard. Stubbe still has 1 guard up front, and he's drawing behind it now.
No,
no
three
dice.
dice. 3 stones to go.
Stubbe split the house nicely on 2. Dropkin's going for the hit and roll of the higher rock. Gets the hit.
Oh,
and
nice
the crosshouse
double.
double.
On sheet 4, Flippo still sitting shot rock. Myers about to try to draw into the button. Flippo with hammer.
Nice freeze by Stubbe on 2. Be a little bit open. Dropkin looking to peel that out and sit 2. Nice shot. Red is gone. Yellow goes out of play, which isn't terrible.
And Myers ticks off a guard. So Flippo still shot with his last stone to go.
Chance to draw for 2 if he can get it right to the pin. Stubbe again trying for a nice freeze. Sweeper's really digging in. A little bit of room. Nice shot.
Nice shot. On sheet 1, Vukic versus Wright, we currently have an empty house. There's a couple guards out front. Only a couple stones left in this end. 4 stones left in this end.
Here's Flippo's shot to the button. He gets hung on a guard. So it looks like it was 1 yellow.
So 1 for Flippo. So Flippo's got 6 to Myers 5.
Dropkin's shot just a little hot. Hangs around the back of the rings, but not where he wanted it.
On sheet 1, Vukic versus Wright. This is Vukic's first skips rock, and Team Wright has a stone in the top 8, half protected by a corner guard.
Looks like he's trying to pick that out. Stubbe trying for the nose hit to pop the yellow. Didn't quite get it. Shooter rolled out. And Dropkin now has an open hit for 2.
And Vukic makes that hit on sheet 1. His stone currently sitting in the top 8, fully exposed. Can you tell who shot on sheet 3?
No, it looks
I
like it
can't
might
either.
be Dunham at the top of the house.
Sheet 3, Kramer versus Dunham. We've got a number of stones in and around the 4 foot. Hard to tell who shot at the moment.
Dropkin gets his hit for 2. On sheet 1, Wright gets a hit and roll, partially behind cover.
Kramer just drew in on sheet 3, so that's currently the shot rock. We do have 4 stones to go.
They shook on
sheet 2. We're going to confer here and see which game we're going to switch to.
Looks like we're switching over to the Kramer-Dunham game on sheet 3.
Some of the sheet 2 cameras over to sheet. Yeah, I think so. Over to sheet 3. So we're going to make sheet 3 the primary game at the moment. We're going to work on moving some cameras from sheet 2, maybe over to sheet 1 on occasion.
On sheet 1, Vukic peeled out right for the blank. He'll come back with the hammer after the 5th end break. Looks like Kramer shot with one in the back of the 4 foot.
So Kramer with hammer this end, and they're throwing their first skips rock on sheet 3.
Gonna buy that guard? No.
And they clip the guard. This could be a problem for them because there is a good-sized port there now for Team Dunham to come down and try to remove that shot rock.
They would be sitting 3 all around the 4 foot if they can get this shot. 3. Try and pop out the red one on the back of the 4.
Sweepers are off. It looks like a
Through
good
the
shot.
port, and
And they do it, and they
Great
hide
shot.
behind another stone. So Kramer's going to go through that port. He's coming the other way. He's coming the opposite way that Dunham just came.
looking to use that backing. Sit right on him and take his 1.
I'll keep it. I haven't had to do that, so thanks.
Sweepers are on it late. Looks like he's through the port.
Oh, just ticks the
just
top
ticks
stone.
the top.
So Dunham steals 2. So that team's going to be on their 5th end break. So the production crew here is going to take a few minutes of a break as well, and we'll be back shortly. And we're back from the break. We're on the second or third stone here. Kramer versus Dunham on sheet 3. And we're working on setting up some cameras from sheet 2 to point over to sheet 1 so that we can show some shots of the Vukij right game. So the score on sheet 3 is currently Dunham 6, Kramer 3. Right. No, sorry. Vukij. I had a 50-50 chance. Yeah. Sheet 3 hammer is Kramer.
So looks like everybody's on the ice. Sheet 4 just walked out.
So we're on second stone, so Dunham's just going to take out that guard that was just thrown.
The line.
I can't tell from here. Is that Dominicci? I can't tell from here. Might be Dominicci.
Sheet 1.
And Jim Fitzgerald needed to go to work, so I have a new co-commentator, Eric Ogren. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, everybody. And yeah, you got the guy who doesn't do honest work for a living.
It's good to work for yourself.
Yeah, one of the bennies. Send out an occasional email, and people think I'm being highly productive. So which sheet are we doing? It actually, a lot of
We're
good
currently
games going
showing
on.
sheet 3, Kramer
Okay.
versus Dunham. We're going to try to get some highlights from sheet 1.
Yeah, actually, it's been a fun morning. A lot of big ends on all sheets, actually. 3, 4, 4 renders. So teams are always in it.
And looks like we're going to have just a clean hit game going on sheet 3 here. Oh, Kramer's going to call for a draw.
Yeah, got to mix it up. Well, down 3 in the 6 is not a good time for a blank for him.
the actual lineup for the teams here, do you? Anybody know? Because it looks like based on the jackets that Perry's actually skipping. So Kramer.
And on sheet one, Jake Vukic just made a nice hit and roll. He's actually sitting forward with the hammer. So Tony Wright's got to find a way to stick this and bury.
That is true. We're on the last rock here for Team Wright, so they are definitely at risk here of giving up a big end. Good morning, Nick. What's the weather like for you this morning, Nick? On sheet one, right straw is a little heavy. It's being swept.
Okay, stop.
And it is number two.
Second shot.
It is second shot, yep.
Just kind of perched in the back 12 there. It looks like.
Can we get cameras over to sheet one for? We're ready. We're just going to cut over to sheet one for the last rock of Vukic's hammer here.
Yeah, Vukic up 5-2 with the last one coming down. And that broom looks like he wants to move some granite.
Nick, it's actually warmer here. We have the low 60s today. He said chilly 55 where Nick is.
Oh, Nick Tyner. Hey, Nick. See Tijuana?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
Sweeper's ready to go, waiting for it to curl. It doesn't look like it's going to come back. Maybe.
It's going to be close.
He's going to chip
Just
it.
catch it.
And he does catch enough of it. So Vukic
rolls
takes
out and
four?
Takes four
Looks like
and
four. There's
and
a
the hand
biter
shakes.
and there's a shake. So that game is over on sheet one with a score of 9-2.
So I guess going back to sheet three, red is going to have to work for 1 or 2. We're down to skip stones, and this is the first skip rock for red, facing 3 in the house. Those yellow stones nicely placed on top, so yellow will have lots of choices here.
What's the call on sheet three? Did you see the call?
Sheet 3 is just removing the red. He's just going to hit it, and
I was going to say, that's what I thought the call was, but then he picked up a red rock, so then I was wondering what the hit was going to be. Then, okay, so he picked up the wrong color. This makes more sense now.
Secret mystery shot. Yeah, that's good for a laugh down there, too.
It's always funny to see a red rock coming down to hit a red rock, unless it's a guard that you're trying to clear.
And I think you would love to nose it, just kind of block off
Yep.
the forefoot. Make the draw that much harder.
And the sweeper's working hard.
Going to be close.
It's going to clip the other stone, but they do get the red stone. They're sweeping it out the back, and it is half in. But that's okay. Yellow has 3 stones out counting that, so that stone's not going to have an impact here.
Right. So the front is opened up, and the skip will draw with a hammer. Needs full 8.
Yep. Kramer's last stone here. Just a side note, we were noticing that based on the names on the jackets that the lineup here is not with Kramer is not skipping today. We went and asked what the actual lineup is here for Team Kramer, and today's skip is Nathan Perry. The vice is Alec Selecki, and the second is Preston Kramer, and the first is Spencer Culbertson. So Culbertson, sorry.
Sweepers are on it. It's got to go.
See how far they can get this. They're going to need to sweep it pretty hard.
It'll be close.
This looks like a steal of 3 for Dunham. So the score will be 9-3 after 6 ends.
But the ice has been holding up great. We had some concerns with the humidity and the temperatures just because it's so rainy and humid today.
Yes.
I think it's around 50%, but it's held up well, and I think as the day goes on, we'll get back to the normal temperatures. And
Tomorrow's going to be a high of 31.
oh, nice.
30-degree drop in 24 hours.
That'll be a good sinus tester for us. Okay, just on sheet 4, while we're waiting for the lead stones on sheet 3, we have Flippo from Team Alaska. Is they had 7-5, but we're looking at 2 stones from the Team Myers in the house, and if Team Alaska has its way, soon there'll be one red and yellow will be sitting sharp. We'll follow that one, but it looks like a pretty open end there in the 6th.
We think they're doing some vacuuming downstairs. If that sound is disturbing the webcast, please let us know. So this is the skips rock on sheet 4. Myers with an open draw for 2. Tie that game up, huh?
Yeah. That looks like could go down to the end there.
After 6 ends.
So Team Colorado went for the hit instead of throwing up a corner guard. So now they want to move the Yellowstone off the pot and give themselves room to score later on the end. I got like operation fails and stuff like that on my iPad.
You have what?
Yeah, my iPad was so.
Yeah, it doesn't keep the connection.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, she's just rebooting.
oh, you just rebooted. That's the first symptom of
Yeah.
yesterday that's been happening. It's a live stream problem, actually. It's
I
on
thought
it's
it
on
might
their
be.
end.
Yeah.
We have to keep restarting it. because we have so many viewers. We swamp the surface.
And that draw runs a little deep, so Team Colorado has some backing to play with. And it looks like that's what they want to use here.
I'm not sure if we just had to restart the live stream, so just getting back going again. So we have an open house here on sheet 3. There's no guards in play, just a couple of stones in the house.
Yeah, both in the back 8 foot.
Whoa! And
oh, the sea saves it.
oh, but it was a hog, I guess. He stumbled on the delivery and then must not have let go in time over the hog line or double clutched it or something.
It double pumped. The red lights were flashing, and they took it immediately out of play.
Ours is restarting too. It's back now. It was just doing its
Oh, nice stone there. The top 8 for Team Colorado, starting to build up now.
May as well not talk because it's not on.
And Team Dunham wants that out right away. Oh, good release.
Okay, we're having some intermittent issues here with the live stream feed. We're gonna hope that settles down. Looks like we're back online.
Good peel. Yeah.
Not here. So over on sheet 4 we have Flippo with hammer. Just threw a run back to take out one of the Meyer stones. Meyer sitting with one on the side of the 4 foot.
Yep, and a center yellow guard. Oh, nice double there by Team Dunham. Well, not quite the double, but yellow says 1-2. Red wants to draw down onto the back and into the 4. Neat idea. Take my cushion.
No, I was just looking to see how many stones were left over there. Did you see what the call was here?
He was trying to draw down to the back 4 to the backing.
Okay, so the call was for a draw down to the stone in the back 4, but or in the back 8, but came up light. It's now a center guard.
Yeah, guard's not an evil thing. And Dunham wants to peel that, get keep the house open. He's just on that one right away.
The score on sheet 4, Myers versus Flippo, is currently a tied game after 6 ends. Team Flippo has hammered this end. So on sheet 4, we currently have no guards in play. We've got a couple stones clustered around the forefoot, not really a lot of protection. So Flippo is currently throwing a hit on a Myers stone. And that leaves them sitting number 1 and number 2.
Yep.
But they are wide open, so I'm sure they're not going to last here.
Well, there's a chance it could jam, and yellow Flippo's got that little catcher that on the side 12. It's not a biter, but it's out of the scene of action. Those things can tend to come back at you at the end.
So Myers calling for a draw down to the 2 stones in the forefoot to sit in the pocket.
Oh, nice shot there by Mr. Perry from Colorado. Getting to the back 4. Pushing the stone out just enough. It looks like. Actually, we delayed going out.
Just a little bit.
Okay. So Scott Dunham here wants to take the red out, maybe scooch over under cover just a little bit. But at 9-3, job 1 is to get the red out here.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, that's a nice shot there.
He got a nice takeout and rolled back to the red stone in the 12-foot.
Yep, and we'll see the draw for 1, I think.
We have 4 stones to go on sheet 4, Myers versus Flippo.
Skips rocks.
Team Myers is currently.
I think Flippo might be shot.
Yeah, Flippo might be shot behind it. There's a few stones clustered on the forefoot, with Myers locked on top of them. But it does look like Flippo might be shot on the back of the button.
But we know they're going to move around soon.
Yes, they're guaranteed to move around between now and the end of the end.
Oh, the draw from Team Colorado runs through.
One's through, so a steal of
It's a
2.
steal of a couple, and
And they shake.
the game concludes.
So Kramer versus Dunham is over with a score of 11-3. We will see about switching cameras over to sheet 4. Just take us a bit to do that.
And sheet 4 is a real study, and the camera shifts over to look at the houses. It's just full of angles, full of possibilities there. Especially playing only in the seventh end, so a little bit of strategy involved here as well in terms of.
Yeah, we are working on getting the cameras over to sheet 4. That promises to be a good game,
We'll get you there,
a good
Kayla.
finish.
All right, I think this is the first skip stone for Team Alaska.
Maybe they're going for an outside hit on the Myers rock.
I think he's bumping it. I think he wants to kick it out.
And I think he moved a bunch of stuff, but not the stone that I thought he was going after. I could be wrong about what his.
No, he caught his
call
own
was,
stones
yeah.
and pushed his own out a little bit. So red
So
now firmly on the button.
Yes. Now we can see that. And we're almost there with the cameras. And there we go. So this is the
Myers first stone.
last Myers rock.
Oh, last. Yep.
Yep, last Myers rock. Still discussing what the shot's going to be.
Yeah, the team seems a little uncertain on this one. Looks like they want to play a heavy draw. Just kind of tap the yellow back. What do you think? Looks like that's what he was calling.
They motioned just about every shot, so it's not clear what they settled on. Broom looks like it's going to be a tap, maybe, or a freeze.
Sweep is on it right away.
Well, that's fine. So Myers sitting 1. I believe it's Myers sitting 1. We don't have a direct overhead on that one.
Right, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me as well.
Still have the Flippo's hammer to go.
And what they're looking at is, it almost looks like, can you get all 3 out? So it's just a study of angles here. Actually a fascinating end with no guards in this end at all, and everything into the house and soft end. There's a lot of ways to play these shots.
Sheet 4 is even, 7-7. Yellow
Kind of one of the fun parts of curling is there's just multiple ways to get things done.
You guys doing curling zone? Yes. Somebody just saying it was behind, I guess. Yeah. It's currently a tied game on sheet 4, Myers versus Flippo. It's 7-7.
And Team Flippo studying for the hammer.
So,
But it gives me a nice chance to have a few sips of my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so not a bad thing.
Yeah, a lot of discussion and thinking going on over there.
Yeah, it looks like with that broom, that's a hit broom. It almost looks like top goes out, this goes out.
Right.
Back.
You lose those two, and then the yellow stays.
The question is, does the shooter outcount that other stone in the 8-foot if he makes it?
And what do we think they settled on here? Coming from the inside, coming from the center.
So
Still thinking about it.
shifting
He's-
away from the intern.
Skip is down on the hack, but okay. Looks like they're ready to go.
He's committed. Here we go. Oh, he's
Oh, he threw it away.
Threw it away.
After all that.
I know. I didn't expect that.
Sometimes that's the best choice.
Yeah, rattles off the boards. Hey, if Kevin Martin can do it, why not?
Amy, are you able to get a scoreboard, a little scoreboard on that for sheet 4?
So I would say that would be a steal of 1 for red. But Team Alaska with the hammer in the even ends down 1.
7-7 right now. What was the final?
Team Myers ahead on the scoreboard.
That was just now. The, red just took one. I think it's one.
Yeah, I think it was a steal of 1. It's not posted yet, but I can't imagine he would throw it away if it was more than that. Actually, I love the little broom toss there, the second advice do before Cam throws his lead stone. Little juggling.
Well, they haven't posted the score that they decided on yet on sheet 4, but we thought it was 1 red.
It looked like the yellow in the back 4 was the second shot. And Team Alaska going for the come around straight away. That's okay there.
Well, this does give Flip a hammer for the 8th and the 10th.
Yeah, not a bad place to be. He has two corners now with that little rubs. That shot worked out very well. Called a nice tight line. And I believe Team Minnesota wants looking at another center. Yep. Nice stone by young Mr. Ross. I agreed with you, Peter. It looked like the triple could have been there. But that's why I sit on this side of the glass. But you know, it's like you could do damage to those kind of shots. So I think there's a lot to be said for the choice Team Alaska made there.
Just a touch heavy.
Yeah, sweet draw there. hanging out a little bit.
Double smudge.
Alright.
Gets rid of the guard and gets rid of the stone in the back. Myers with control of the front of the house.
Is Sharon here?
Sharon?
Oh, you're Sharon. Okay. I was told you're in charge of the website. Broomstone?
Yeah. Well, I haven't been doing the junior side. I'm doing the men's side.
A couple of my friends and I have a virus. Going through your website, and then they clicked on qualifying men's.
And yellow now, Team Flipper has stacked corners, so this end is shaping up to be quite a bit different than what we saw in the seventh end. It's going to be the race to get inside. Sweeper's staying close. So it's usually a good sign. Well, looks like it's going to just bump a bit. Yep. So red two biters, both at top 12, and Team Flippo wants to remove those and start opening things up. Make sure he's got some shots as the back end comes into play. And I think he wants to get them both out this time. Yeah, nice shot. Shooter rolls out. Two reds disappear. Now Team Minnesota's looking at a couple stacked corners and just has some decisions to make here. And he's decided to come around. Bring play away from the wall and away from the yellow guard. Oh, nice touch there. Settling right on the tee. Yeah, and Team Flippo wants to come right down to it, maybe even give it a little bump. That's got to go.
Oh my God.
Boy, it's
like
good
it's
teamwork there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good team shot. Team Myers coming down. And the build up continues on that line. Yeah, big shot here for Team Flippo. Obviously they'd like a deuce, and to do that they've got to get that redstone off the tee and do it in such a way that they can sit yellow, protected and guarded. So here we go. Very soft.
Oh, come on.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's well done. Can't quite tell who shot from this angle, but it's pretty close.
Camera thing? Isn't it outside the-
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, it's very, very close.
But yellow has some backing. It's a stone guarding the center. Good setup. Sharon likes it. And she can tell you how much she likes it soon. Yeah, I think that if I was Minnesota, that Yellowstone controlling the center, I think, is a really dangerous stone for them. And they're looking to take that out. Yeah, just too easy to tap it or use it later, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Still a lot of curling here to go, though.
Yeah, good shot. That's a great shot. I'm just looking at that red on the top of the forefoot can pop the yellow out if Team Flippo gives them that chance.
I had thought red was shot before, but now I'm wondering if it was yellow before. Do you know who was shot before that throw?
It was very, very close,
Yeah,
and I think
it's even hard to tell now.
even the vice was looking at it. I wasn't sure he could tell. Yeah, I would almost say it's red now, Sharon. But Sharon is leaving to get a different angle. We're sitting up high in the second floor looking down, but we're over sheet 2, and we have a little bit of an angle here. But these things tend to sort themselves out. So
Can't tell.
can't tell either. No. Oh, great shot. Great shot. Woohoo! Really nice. And of course, the GM is the worry here if he goes after it.
He can hit it hard enough to remove both that stone and his own. And he has a good chance of hitting his own stone if he hits that. He doesn't want to just jam it into his own stone and leave them sitting too. This is the last rock for Team Myers here in this end.
Yep, and a timeout. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. He needs to bump the yellow back, but it's really hard to be shot afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to be shot and not give them an opportunity for 3.
Yeah.
So this is an important shot in this game.
So why not put the coach to work and make the coach earn their money? Actually, I don't know if Nick Tyner's still with us, but Nick, the Belfast team is forming up, and we got 14 guys going up there. So we need 2 more, buddy. Big shot here by Myers. Oh, they're working it really hard.
Do you know what the call was?
No, I couldn't quite figure it out. I thought he wanted to play a small bump.
Looks like it's going to be a
But
freeze.
he's
Not
he's
quite
not
a
gonna
freeze.
get that.
They swept that most of the way.
So the question
So we know that yellow's sitting 1. We couldn't tell who was number 2.
is exactly. So are they sitting 2 or sitting 1? I think in any event, the draw is their only shot, isn't it? A little wider broom than Ethan Myers just threw. So anything in that's mostly in the 4-foot will do here for team flip out. Actually, it's good curling. Both teams throwing really, really nice weight.
Yeah, it's been a great game.
And it's 10 after 10. So
That Dan. It's Dan's.
I'm sure they've adjusted to the time zones, but for teenage boys, this is still barbaric. Okay, following it closely for weight. This is going to be close. They can afford to rub off the red if they get it. Ooh,
just out the back.
Just swept just a little too much.
So let's see what they conclude the score is.
They're studying this one. And it's going to be a measure. So Don Ritchie will get the stick and we'll have a decision. Yeah, great game. They'll be playing the 9th, either tied or 1 point difference. Doesn't get much more fun than that.
Yep, it's a great game. As we said before, the results of this game do matter for these teams. It's a win here keeps the possibility of making the playoffs alive for the winning team. Let's say red. See what he does.
Huh?
Yep.
And it's red.
So that was one for yellow.
1 yellow, tie game. Playing the 9th.
New game.
I know it. All that work and it comes down to the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, the sweepers might be regretting a few of those sweeping strokes at the moment.
Well, it could be the ice changing too with the humidity, and they're the only team on the ice now,
Yep.
so we've got 24 fewer bodies out there, kind of thing. So maybe the ice changed a bit on them. You never know. I don't quite understand how all that works, but I'm sure some of the listeners may. They were paying close attention to it all the way down, and they weren't really beating it much.
They did. Oh, you fixed the draw? The one for the 4 o'clock game?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you mean the scores? What did you update?
Oh, no, who has a score for the 4 o'clock? Okay. I'll go downstairs. Can I get that from somebody downstairs?
No, there's an issue with the draw being wrong for the 4 o'clock matches. The draw's not supposed to be.
Yeah, pretty nice center guard to get started here. Ethan Myers said, let's come right in again. Cameron Ross's first stone. Nicely done. Right to the tee. All right, Team Myers want to take out the yellow, roll wide. This is their one chance with hammer in the ninth to set things up. Okay. Good shot. I can forget at times when you're throwing lead, you throw so many guards and so many draws, and all of a sudden the hit comes up late in the game, and you know it's important. It's tough. It can be tough to throw those. Got a big gallery behind the glass, and a few hundred people on the web stream, so you know it's you have an audience as well.
It's a little interesting that they're going after that stone repeatedly because the Meyer stone is on the back of the tee line.
Yes.
It's like Flippo can get in there and freeze on it or sit in front of it.
I was thinking the same thing. I think if he throws a freeze in there, it's going to be really, really hard to remove. And they've been throwing great draw weight this whole
And
game.
here we go. Speak of the devil.
Okay. You're clairvoyant. It just seemed after the center guard, it was
They may have been trying to play those hits for a bit of a roll to block the freeze.
Yeah.
They just didn't get it.
we'll block the double. It's really bending, isn't it?
Yeah, this is looking like it's light and it curled past the center line.
Yeah, and I think Team I is in now. It says, look, let's put an end to that.
Let's not give them another chance at that.
Look at the broom, just a really nice 4 feet of curls, just perfect, isn't it? I think the ice technician said he would have liked even more curl. It was pretty funny.
It's going to come to the tee line here.
Oh, that's a nice
Nice
stone.
shot.
That's a beauty. So it looks like Team Alaska can see half the stone, and yep, they want to go for it. The guards are just off the center line. That might catch the guards. It
Yep,
does.
just took that top guard.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, but that Yellowstone is now in a position where they could use it later if they needed to.
Yeah, that's not a bad spot. It's a good angle to run that back, or you catch the raise. So that's a good. Wasn't all bad for yellow. And it's actually a hard yellow to remove without jamming and bumping the reds. We now have 3 reds in the 4-foot. A little more weight than his last one.
Ooh, just gets past that guard.
Oh, awesome. What a shot.
Nice shot. Clears that 4-foot right out.
Yeah. Yellow seating 1-2.
Ooh, and they just get past
Boy,
that guard.
They find some great lines, aren't they?
Yep. Myers with the hammer this end.
You know, I can't imagine being a mom or dad at home watching this and everything squeezing by the guards, and you can almost hear the oohs and ahs from from Minnesota and Alaska going on.
I think moms and dads are here for the most part. So we're on the first skips rock for Team Flippo.
Looking to hit and just roll under. I think there's enough room there that Myers can hit and roll under and still be shot. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yellow going for it. Right, so he needs to stick, otherwise he sets up a blank, which is he really wants to force here. Well done. Listen to draw facing 2.
Just needs to get full 8.
I love the way you say that. I used to just full 8.
Ah, they have good sweepers.
Yeah, they're young men. That's what they're there for.
Looks good.
Yeah.
And Meyer
good
takes
job.
his one.
Yep.
So score of 9-8. Myers 9, Flippo 8 after 9 ends.
Actually, I love the way the sweepers you talk about just brought it right to the tee. So many times in club play we say just full 8. That translates to top 8 and
Yeah.
and the look of surprise when it doesn't quite come up. So they did a good job, good discipline there getting that draw. And actually now we have an exciting 10th and the classic. One down with hammer. I think statistically you want to have the point, but boy, every skip wants to control their destiny and have that last shot. And thanks for putting up with me. I hope I'm not messing you up.
That's good. All good, Eric. That's going to be a center guard just over the hog line.
Yeah, I would think he would throw a 3 guard afterwards and stack up the centers. Yeah, nice. Oh boy, that's second time in Alaska's really pretty cool on those tick shots.
Now, the call was for a draw. I don't know if that was a call for a draw with a plan B of, taking over the guard. Might have been.
We'll give them credit.
And a nice center guard.
Yeah, nice and tight there. I'm not quite sure how to attack this one. Yeah, Mr. Flippo studying it. I think he knows where he wants to go. It's just a matter of how to get there. He doesn't.
So what's the call?
I think he wants to draw through the port. He's looking to be side 8.
That's a good outcome.
Yep.
He has hammer. He wants access to the house.
And it's early in the end, but being shot's never a bad thing. Nice play there, putting back the center. And now we're out of the free guard zone, so things are going to move around.
Gets the hit and rolls over.
Yeah, nice roll. Yellow needs 2 here, and they're slowly building up the corner. Yep. Comes the draw, finishing him. Nice shot. I expected it to curl up a bit more, don't you think?
Well, he put his broom sort of in the forefoot. It wasn't like he was trying to bury it. Strangely enough, I'm not sure what the strategy is at the moment.
All right. Looking for board weight here.
And they get the hit, but they roll out themselves.
And we do it again. This one's got a little more curl on it.
This one definitely coming over a little further.
Yeah, I think that's the one he wanted the first time.
Yep.
Actually, a cool game from a 5-ender and a 4-ender in the first 3 ends. This has been back and forth one-pointers. Really some good shot making going on here.
Is he clearing the guard, or is he
I think
running
he's
back
I think he's running.
running back the?
Yeah, I think he's playing the run.
The corner guard there.
It's going to be pretty close. Yep.
Didn't quite curl enough. Cleaned it up a little though. He didn't really open up access to the stone that he needs to get to.
No, but Minnesota
He
looking
could
to
still use
remove
that,
it, and
yeah,
then
he
it'll
could
be
still use that outside yellow to get there.
yeah, that was his. Yeah, yellow yellow needs 1, so they're okay here, but.
Did we lose this?
Good shot.
Nice hit. Flipper calling for a
I think
freeze.
a freeze, yeah. It's a really tight draw that they stuck in. It was giving them fits.
I don't think this is
Well,
going to
that's
get
That's
there.
going to be a guard.
This came up light. It's like a mid guard.
Yeah, that's disappointing. That's 2 guard.
Myers currently with 3 stones in the house. And he's talking about putting up a guard.
Yeah,
We're down to Skip's rocks here.
Skip stones. Yep. And Myers, yep, looking to try to close up the house. His stone almost biting the 4-foot, pretty well protected. Curled a bit much more.
Yeah, it's a guard. Doesn't quite close everything up.
Yep. Smaller hole though, so I got not what he wanted, but it's improved the position.
So Flippo here is going to draw through the port.
Yep, I believe so. Same broom.
And Sweepers swept it right away.
Right out of his hand. Working hard.
It's through the port.
Through the hole.
It's not going to be deep enough to
Not
be
gonna quite
shot.
get there.
In fact, it looks like it's, well, what number is it?
I think 4.
I think it's 2 or 3. Third. People closer to the house say it's 3rd.
Some help from the peanut gallery, but you know what? They need 1. So.
Don't give them that.
Right. Flippo here needs 1 to tie.
So Myers in a pretty good position here on this end. Flippo goes for the double on the outside. The shooter spills, and that's such a hard shot to begin with on that line. I think he's just guarding the hole, guarding the draw.
Kind of snapped there a little bit.
Yeah,
But looks good. It's a good
Good.
guard.
Good throw. I don't see too many smiles there. Now Team Flippo needs to find a way in.
So what's the call?
I don't know.
Drawing in down the outside?
Or the hit to promote the top yellow. Yeah, that's.
Sweeper's on it immediately.
Yeah, he's playing the hit.
Is he doubling out the reds?
Not sure they got it though.
Nope.
Nope.
So Myers wins on sheet 4.
Yep. Good game. Giving fist bumps to not spread flu bugs.
So final score on sheet 4. It's either 10 or 11 to 8.
I'm gonna go 10 to 8. It seemed like a takeout out the back, but good game. Thank you so much
Okay.
for letting me join you.
Thank you, Eric, for joining me. So the next featured game today will be at noon. Draw 20. Featured game will be Solom versus Hague. We'd like to thank our sponsors one more time, Dunkin' Donuts from Lexington, Whole Foods in Wayland, and Brooms Up Curling Supplies. And we hope to see you all online at noon.
Yep. Take care, all.